Bulls fans, the roller coaster ride continues. Lonzo Ball just received some absolutely crushing news that could change his entire season and maybe even his career. And as if that wasn't enough, Coach Donovan might be pulling the plug on Patrick Williams as a starter. What's going on in Chicago? Is the Bulls lineup in for a massive shakeup? Stick around, because today, we're breaking down everything you need to know about Lonzo's recovery, Patrick's uncertain future, and what this means for our Chicago Bulls. Welcome to Chicago Bulls News, your go-to source for the latest updates on the Windy City's favorite team. Today, we have a massive story unfolding that every Bulls fan needs to hear. In this episode, we're diving deep into the unfortunate news surrounding Lonzo Ball and his injury recovery. And if that wasn't enough, there's also major buzz about Patrick Williams and the possibility of him being benched. Stick around to get the full scoop on what this could mean for the future of our Chicago Bulls, the lineup changes, and how the Bulls could respond on the court. If you're a dedicated fan, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Alright, let's dive right into today's explosive story. So, let's start with Lonzo Ball. Bulls fans, I hate to say it, but the news just doesn't get better. You might remember when Ball first joined the Bulls, it was like a breath of fresh air. He added that dynamic, fast-paced play style, strong defense, and playmaking ability the Bulls had been looking for. In his prime with the Bulls, he was electric, averaging 13 points, 5 rebounds, and almost 6 assists per game. He was our spark plug. But then came the injuries. We're talking about a torn meniscus in his left knee that just never seemed to heal right. After initial surgery and months of rehab, he still wasn't progressing. And then he underwent a second surgery. But as we all know by now, even that wasn't enough. Fast forward to today, Lonzo has reportedly faced yet another setback. Sources close to the Bulls say that doctors are still uncertain about his return, which could mean he's out for even longer than expected. And, yes, Bulls Nation, some are even speculating that Lonzo might not return at all this season, and maybe even beyond that. This is tough news for any Bulls fan to process. Lonzo wasn't just an average player for Chicago, he was a key part of the team's identity. His defensive skills and court vision are incredibly hard to replace. Without him, the Bulls have struggled to find that same spark, and the team has had to shift its entire strategy. And Coach Billy Donovan has been clear, the team has to adapt. They've tried out different point guard rotations, giving Ayo Dosunmu and Kobe White more chances to handle the ball, even testing DeMar DeRozan as a primary playmaker. But the reality is, none of these options quite match Lonzo's unique skill set. So, what does this mean for the Bulls' future? Well, Bulls management is reportedly already scouting potential replacements, either through trades or next year's draft. But this is easier said than done. Quality point guards are hard to come by, and the Bulls don't have tons of trade assets to work with. One of the more realistic options could be to bring in a veteran point guard on a short-term contract, just to stabilize things until Lonzo's future is more certain. Another idea floating around is the Bulls focusing on developing Ayo Dosunmu even further. Dosunmu has shown flashes of brilliance, and his defense is something Coach Donovan appreciates. Still, he's young, and there's no guarantee he can step into Lonzo's shoes right away. As Bulls fans, we're all hopeful for Lonzo's return. But the truth is, we need to be realistic and consider what the Bulls will look like if he doesn't come back. It's a sobering thought, but sometimes that's just part of the game. Now, let's shift gears a bit to talk about Patrick Williams. Bulls fans, there's been a lot of speculation lately about Patrick's role on this team. Word on the street is that the coaching staff may be considering benching him. Yep, you heard that right. Williams has been a bit of a mystery for the Bulls. When he was drafted, he came in with huge potential. Fans were excited about his length, his defense, and his versatility. But here we are in year 4, and the question remains, has he truly lived up to that potential? Patrick's performances have been a roller coaster. On one hand, he shows these flashes of brilliance, a powerful drive to the basket here, a solid block there. But then he can disappear for long stretches, struggling to make an impact on both ends of the court. Analysts have been pretty divided on Williams. Some say he's just one breakout season away from being a key contributor. Others argue he simply lacks the aggression and consistency to be a starter on a playoff team. And now, with the Bulls looking to shake things up, the rumor mill is buzzing that Patrick Williams may be moved to the bench. So, what would a bench role mean for Williams and for the Bulls? First off, this could actually be a wake-up call for Patrick. Some players thrive when they're brought off the bench. It allows them to play against the opponent's second unit, which can help them build confidence and dominate in ways they couldn't as starters. If Williams can bring that extra energy and intensity as a sixth man, this could make him a huge asset for the Bulls. Imagine him coming off the bench with the freedom to play a more aggressive style, less pressure, and more room to showcase his talent. Some of the greatest NBA players have thrived in sixth-man roles. Guys like Lou Williams, Jamal Crawford, they became legendary in that role. And maybe, just maybe, a similar transition could be exactly what Patrick needs to truly shine. Coach Donovan has shown he's willing to make bold moves if he believes it will benefit the team. The Bulls are aiming for a strong playoff push, and every roster move counts. A Williams shift to the bench could be just what the team needs to improve rotation depth and get more out of their other players, too. With Lonzo's uncertain return and the possibility of Williams moving to the bench, it's safe to say that the Bulls have a lot on their plate. But one thing's for sure, this season is shaping up to be a defining moment for the team. It'll be up to stars like DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and Nikola Vucevic to lead this team, no matter the challenges. If they can stay healthy, play to their strengths, and keep the locker room united, the Bulls have the talent to make a deep playoff run. It won't be easy, but Chicago is no stranger to hard work and determination. And as fans, we're in it for the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Through all the adversity, it's our loyalty and passion that fuel this team. And whether it's Lonzo's comeback, Williams finding his rhythm, or new talent stepping up, will be here every step of the way. Thanks for tuning in, Bulls Nation. If you're as excited and hopeful as we are, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on everything Chicago Bulls. Drop a comment below. What are your thoughts on Lonzo's latest setback? And do you think benching Patrick Williams could actually help him step up his game? Let's talk about it in the comments. Until next time, this is Chicago Bull News signing off. Go Bulls!